Peace to the MWAs. Go to the book of Revelation, chapter 17. The book of Revelation, chapter 17. We're going to start at verse 1. And there came one of the seven angels, which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Stop, little flock, let's graze. Now, for the MWAs that have been paying attention here at the School of Marvelous Light, what has the grandson recently just told you all? That before the great and notable day of I am come, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall be turned into blood. The sun shall become as black as sackcloth of hair. And I broke down to you in the last message, revealing the mystery of what that meant. So now we're going to dig deeper, like we always do when Abba reveals something. He confirms that he's revealing it by continuing to uncover it or to illuminate it more or to make it more revealed. You see that? And so it is with this message today. And when you consider your own life as MWAs, when you consider your own life, you'll be able to look back and confirm that everything that I'm saying to you today has already taken place in your life several times. Sometimes you won the battle and sometimes you lost. We want to talk about that today so that you don't never lose again. So we see that there's a great whore sitting upon many waters, and the grandson has also unveiled that mystery to the little flock a while back as well. Sitting upon many waters means having dominion over many emotions and feelings. Sitting upon many emotions and feelings. You see this? So as a man in life, you go through life, you're going to experience many upheaval of emotions or waves. You see? We see this was used in Yahusha when he walked upon the water and Peter came out there to him, and the wind and the waves started to kick up and Peter started to sink. This is all connected to what I'm telling you today. There's a reason Peter sank. He sank because of the wind, because of the waves. The upheaval of his emotions is why he sank. It had nothing to do with what was going on outside of him. Even though if you read it carnally, you will think that's why he sank, because of what was going on outside of him. But that's not why he sank. He sank because of what was taking place inside of him. That's what I need you MWAs to focus on. Because there's a reason Yahusha did not sink. The same outward circumstance was taking place that caused Peter to sink, so then you know it's not outward, because that outward circumstance did not cause Yahusha to sink. Now I've revealed to you why he didn't sink, correct? Because his internal state did not change. This was already written about in the Old Testament by the grandson who had wisdom to reveal such a thing, when he said, He who pays attention to the wind and the waves, let him not think that he shall get back what he has sown. So then let him not think that he will remain atop that water if he starts to look at the wind and the waves. Now, way in the New Testament, a long time later, we see that fulfilled with Peter. So then those words were true in Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes might as well be named the book of MWAs, because Ecclesiastes means to the called out. So it's a book that only the called out people will understand. Only the spiritually minded will understand it. They are the only ones that will accept that everything done under the sun is vanity. Do you see it? Everything physical is vain. They believe God when God said, All that you see is temporary. So that's outside of me. That's temporal. But what's inside of me is eternal. What's invisible is eternal. Is that not what he said? So just because something is invisible, does it mean it doesn't exist? Actually, everything that matters that exists is invisible. But look how you've been taught to only judge by appearance, to only judge by how a thing looks. Like Peter did when he sank. God showing you that as soon as you start judging that way, you sink in life. And when you start to sink, you start to clamor about for someone to save you. But you didn't scream for anybody to save you as long as you were standing. I need the MWAs to hear that part right there. Let each man walk atop the water with fear and trembling. Do you have a spiritual ear? Can you connect the Lego? You will only start to sink if you start to judge unrighteously. Do you see how God did that? Now my question is, does Yahusha judge unrighteously? Do you notice that he didn't sink? So then what will happen to you if you judge righteously? Do you see why Abba sent you the grandson of right thought? To guide you in how to judge righteously? I'm on the water with you, reminding you not to get swayed because the waves are coming. I already told you guys there's a wolf. So it's the same principle. If you're a flock and you're in the pasture sitting there twiddling your little hooves there, just relaxing in every damn thing, then all of a sudden you see a wolf on the hill. What is your natural inclination? To cry out for somebody to save you. That means you're sinking. That means you have judged by the outward appearance. But I judge by the truth, which means I have a good shepherd. So then go on ahead, wolf. Howl. You can bark. You can growl. You can bare every single tooth my father blessed you to have in your jib. You can get all bristly and stand all up, all sticking all up, all hair everywhere looking crazy. You can do all of that shit. And that shit don't scare my shepherd. So go ahead on and do it. As he walks towards you with that staff in his hand. The wolf is like, wait a minute. All of these things I'm doing supposed to get you scared. Yeah, that's what the water said to me when I was standing on it. All of this waves and everything I'm throwing at you is supposed to make you scared, grandson. If that make me scared, then that means I'm messed up. If it make me scared, then that means I have failed. Right? The wave like, oh shit. Yes, that is what it means. So then peace be still. Now, of course, when you act like that, when trouble comes your way, see, because it's not about being on a boat. It's about when trouble comes in your life. When you respond the way I have just described to you, what will people think of you? You'll be an MWA. When y'all hear men wonder that, you may think that just means people are admiring you and looking at you all, oh my goodness, this guy is amazing and everything. And though that's a part of what wandering is, it also means to be confused. So I need you MWAs to hear that. It also means to be misunderstood. Because an MWA means you're an enigma. If you're not an enigma, then you're not an MWA. See how that's working? Now, what is an enigma for those who may not understand? An enigma is somebody you cannot quite understand. See? You see a big wolf, all the sheep are going to get scared. When they see one who's not scared, they're going to be confused as to why you're not. They don't admire you, not yet at least. You see what I'm trying to say to you? I'm showing you the other side of what wander is. What the heck? I can't understand it. I'm sitting here thinking, pondering about this thing now. Yeah, you're wondering. See how that is? You wonder. When you say, man, I wonder if, what does that mean you're doing? All right, then. So now, let's get back to this word real quick, little flock of letters, and see what else we uncover here. Let's see what else we uncover. Verse 2. Now this great whore that sit upon the waters, let's see what it says about her. Verse 2. With whom the kings of the earth, interesting, the kings of the earth have committed fornication. Stop real quick and let's graze a little bit right here, little flock. So we see that this great whore that sits upon many emotions, she commits fornication with the kings of the earth. The kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. So then now that you got the grandson's breakdown, go ahead and break this bread open and see what you find inside of it. That means the powerful men, the great men, the alphas of the earth, as you would call them, they often cheat on God with wrong feelings. That's what the Bible's telling you. That's why it's called revelation. See, reveal. This book has to be revealed. And it's being revealed by the one who wrote it. Don't you see how clear that is to be understood? Who else could reveal it? There are things written in there that the writer said he had to seal up or he had to not even write it. So then that means he knows it. That don't mean you know it because he didn't write it. But he know it, don't he? Now, that wouldn't do the world any good for him to know it when you don't know it if he wasn't going to come back and tell you. But he is, because the Bible said that he would right there in Revelation. So the kings of the earth have committed fornication. Mighty men on the earth have fallen victim to the wrong emotions, and a mighty man stands on the water. Strong man. That's what Peter is. See? Peter is the strong man. On this rock. On this rock. The strong man. So then, when you are strengthened, Peter, is what Peter was told. See how it's just confirming? See how the Legos just keep clicking? When you are strengthened. Who did he tell that to? He told that to Peter. So that means Peter was going to be strengthened. Now, when he gets strengthened, what do you call a man that got strengthened? You call him strong. So do you see how a king like Peter was caused to sink because of his emotions? Come on! Come on! See why we ain't worried about no stinking ass, greasy ass wolf sitting there looking? The nigga can't do shit with the shepherd, can he? No, because all the wolf can do is act like he's scary. That's all he can do. If you believe it, then you have fallen victim. He's going to gobble you up. Once you realize the nigga has no power over you because your shepherd will simply bonk him on his shit, then there ain't no need to get all frazzled dazzled or none of that shit then there, is there? No, it ain't. Let's continue. So now we're getting some insight. Now remember, who are the kings of the earth? Well, Abba said he has made you a nation of kings. See why I'm talking to you MWAs, you nation of kings? You've been fornicating on God with that great whore, but you didn't know that you were until it was revealed to you. Isn't that interesting? And how do you know it's true? Because you know that you have, haven't you? I'll ask you like this. Have you ever desired something in life, but you didn't go after it because you were afraid or you doubted you were capable of doing it, so you didn't? So then you sank, didn't you? Yep. Was there ever a time in life you know you should have stayed silent, but your emotions got the better of you and you said something that you shouldn't have said? Yes. And you reacted in a way you should not have reacted? Yes. So then that means you committed fornication with that great whore that sits upon those many waters I described to you. Skeet-and-deedly, can you understand me? You're called to walk on water. So then there's a great whore out there to entice you while you're out there on the water. She's always got to be there to entice you where you are. It's just the way it is. You're here on earth. Isn't she here with you here on earth too? Look at her. Everywhere you go, there she is. What did the scripture say? Everywhere I am, evil is present with me. The thing I want to do, I don't end up doing. The thing I know is wrong to do, that very thing is that I do. Look at the scriptures just telling you this truth. Why? Because you were enticed. That's why. You were scared. That's why. You were being a coward. That's why. Now, what was Peter doing when he was sinking? Was he being brave? So then there's no need for you to be offended by the words that I say unto thee. I speak truth. To power. Not none other that frazzle-dazzle, lied up shit. It's vanity to do that. It ain't profitable to speak that. So I don't. That's what I refrain from speaking. Now let's continue here. And the inhabitants of the earth, look at this here. The inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Look at that there, little flockulators. So niggas then got drunk because who? The whole inhabitants of the earth, the kings, everybody. They done all got drunk because of their emotions. Your emotions delude you from the truth of what Abba says. I can prove it to you with your own child. When you go to the pool for the very first time and you tell the child to jump in, he doesn't. Why? Because he's scared. See? Because he doesn't know what to expect. He doesn't know. He's unfamiliar with where he's stepping into. Well, so it is with the MWAs. When that takes place, you get uncomfortable. And when you get uncomfortable, you start to seek a refuge from that discomfort. And you start to seek out a false comfort. And you start to sink. Do y'all hear the language that I'm speaking? So now the whole earth then got diluted with this. They all got caught in their emotions. So now when you're talking to a person on the earth and you're trying to reason with them, you cannot. Why? Because they are led by their feelings. Their feelings are their God. See that there? Their feelings are what rule them. They are fearful people who are led by feelings. I will only go where my feelings tell me I should go, because your feelings will only lead you to false comfort. It will not lead you to the real comfort, because the real comfort causes you to be uncomfortable at first. Come on! It causes you to face the things that you have not dealt with. That's uncomfortable for people to do. So then they run from doing it. Well, that means you're running from God, isn't it? See why I'm talking to y'all right now? You should see. It's obvious to see if you ask me. So now the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Now, what does wine mean? Why is it wine she's giving? A false sense of gladness, relief. That's what wine is. It makes your heart merry and glad. So that's what you think you're getting. This is what Yahushua meant when he said, he who seeks to save his life shall lose it. What did I say when I said the wolf was on the hill? Did I say the wolf doesn't scare me because of me? Is that what I said? Look how that clicking. Look how it's clicking. I said the wolf can't do shit to the shepherd. That's what I said. So I ain't worried because of the shepherd I have, not because of my own power. Isn't that what you heard me say there? Yeah, that is what you heard me say. All right, then. Now let's keep on going and keep on seeing like we do. So the earth was made drunk with the wine. Wine offers you a sense of gladness, but wine is a mocker. So then what is she doing? She's trying to draw you into your emotions so that you can sink, so that she can mock you. Didn't I tell you about Samson? Oh my gosh. You guys are doubting whether these messages have been coming from above? How can you, after they've been clicking like the way that they are here? Didn't I do a whole message about Samson recently when I started to do these videos about the men wandered at? And I said, hey, look at Samson when he went to Timnath. And he said, if you had not plowed with my heifer, you had not found my secret. And I told you what that means. If you had not dealt with my feelings, then I would not have been compelled to release the secret that's in there. Well, what happened with Samson with Delilah? She vexed him to death about that secret, and he eventually plowed it up out of there for her and gave it to her. And she mocked him afterward, and they blinded him and made him a mocking stock. Didn't they? Yes, they did. So then the grandson is once again hitting the bullseye with this arrow I keep shooting, and it never damn misses because Abba gave me this bow. And he gave me the horse I'm riding on as well. But I guess you guys don't understand that neither. Oh, well. I'm going to continue running through Revelation here on this horse I'm riding on. That reveals, as you can see, it does, doesn't it? Are we revealing Revelation and what it means? Or am I giving you an imagery to look for? Some woman sitting on some water that's been jacking with y'all. So we need to go out to the Pacific Ocean. I know she's out there, guys. The satellite feed showed me. She looks like Ariel, mermaid. She was swimming around out there, and I saw her sitting on a rock with a wine glass in her hand. We gotta spot this bitch so we can kill her. I'm gonna use my Cinderella shoe launcher, and I'm gonna shoot it right on the feet of her. As soon as she lands on her, as soon as those shoes land on her feet, she's gonna disintegrate. Let's go find her. Is that what I'm telling you guys? Nah, I'm giving you the real, because the real is what you know inside yourself has happened within you. That feeling you feel when you're being pulled into your emotions, you feel it within, don't you? So then what the hell I'm going to talk to you about? Outside? No, I'm going to tell you about the inside of that cup that need to be clean. Let's continue. So he carried me away in the spirit. Skysker. See how you get carried away? In the spirit. This is nothing carnal. This is all spirit what he's looking at. He's looking at something that represents what's been happening on the earth. Men have fallen victim to their feelings. Women have manipulated men to do that. And then after the man falls into his feelings and gets all in his feelings, gets to acting nuts and stupid, she starts to mock him. She pulls out her phone. She starts to record the nigga. She starts to tell everybody that he's crazy, that he's nuts, and that he's weak. And look at him. Look how he acts. Look how emotional this bitch can get. That's the way she starts to do. Because she's mocking you with the wine that she served up that you drank. But if you refrained or abstain from the fruit of the vine, like Samson was told to do, come on here, then you wouldn't have gotten drunk. Now, we also talked about another man that went down to Timnath to his sheep shearers. His name was Yehudah, Judah as you know him. And he went down there and he drank some wine. And when he got drunk off that wine, he laid with a girl named Tamar, whose name means palm tree, because the palm tree means to judge, because that's where Deborah, which means a bee, was sitting up under, which means a sting, a bee. She was sitting up under that palm tree when she judged the nation of Israel. So Tamar means a palm tree, which means judgment, because you drank the wine of that fornication. You have to get judged, which means now you're going to be mocked. So then Judah gave her his signet, his staff, and every damn thing that represented his sovereignty as a king. He gave it to her, and then he denied that he had ever been with her until she presented those items, and then he said, shit, you are better than me. That's what he said. So that means that now you're going to get mocked, because everybody's going to remember that you laid with your own daughter-in-law. And why did you? Because you got drunk. Skeet and deedle-dee, can y'all understand me? Cause I'm making this shit so clear, so crystal clearly. Yeah. And I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet, and I saw a woman sitting upon a scarlet. So remember, the first two verses, he has not seen anything. He is just standing there, and the angel is telling him, hey, I'm going to show you. So now he's finally seeing the woman. See that there? He hadn't seen her yet. Now he's seeing her, and he noticed that she's sitting upon a beast. Oh, my goodness gracious. So what happens to you when you get all emotional? Skeet and deedle-dee, didn't I tell you that means she's got the D? Y'all like, she got the D. Yeah, she got dominion over that beast. For a time, that is until the beast turns and hates her. What does that mean? When the man no longer reacts to the emotional turmoil the woman throws at him, she then has to deal with her own emotional turmoil being thrown back at her that she thought she was never going to have to deal with. The reason she didn't have to deal with it is because you were dealing with it for her. But now that you choose to no longer deal with it for her because you're a man wondered at that lets everybody deal with their own salvation, see that there? Now she's got to deal with that with fear and trembling. Now let's just continue studying here. See what else we find. And I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, red, as you know what that means, full of names of blasphemy, the lies of I am. So let's continue to use the plow. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Look at all the goodies popping up. Let's share them. Now that means that as soon as you get emotional, you are taking God's name in vain. That's what blasphemy means. That you are now taking God's name in a lie. I am, and then that emotion. But you're not. Abba is not that emotion. Is he? And when you look at the emotion, you say, hell no, God isn't. So then why did you say he was? It's only because of your ignorance, like Yahusha said. But because I'm here now, you have no more cloak for your sin. Because I've told you the name that you've taken in vain. I am. So every time you talk throughout your day, be very wary of how you use the name of I am. See how you didn't know that before? So you just took that name in vain. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. I'm angry, I'm pissed off, I'm full of revenge. I'm gonna get vengeance. I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna destroy your life. Look how people just take Father's name and then they say they serve God. Are you sure about that? Because your heart seems to be very far from him. What would you say? So, full of the names of blasphemy, verse 3, having 7 heads and 10 horns. You see this? Now, when people read that, they start to tell you about nations on the earth. What good is that gonna do when you're supposed to be cleaning the inside of your cup? That's my question. But let's see if what I tell you pertains to the cleanliness of the inside of your cup. So now, the 7 heads. Does this mean 7 nations on the earth? Or does this mean 7, as I've always told you guys, energy centers of the body that communicate with the mind? As I've stated before, when you feel fight or flight hormone, do you feel that in your brain or do you feel that in your gut? When you get caught doing something you had no business doing, do you feel that in your body, all in your stomach and all up in your bowels? When you feel compassion for somebody, do you feel it in your bowels? When you feel butterflies, when you meet somebody new, look at where you feel them. So then the grandson has been telling you the truth. Outside things you see affect the inner state of your body. That's the inner state is what God is concerned with. If you judge unrighteously, then you will be affected by outside circumstances. So when you get affected, now you've sinned. That's what sin is. So because you are not to change according to the Father. He said, be ye perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. Does he change? No. So then you should not. Despite whatever takes place, doesn't matter. It does not matter what is taking place. You are not to change. That is what fearing God and keeping his commandment is. Otherwise, you will take his name in vain, as I've already proven. So then these 7 heads, your thoughts, your imaginations, your words, your lies, or whether you speak truth, your heart, whether it's full of deceit or whether it's pure. See how it's about the interchangeable places that I've described to you already, the 7 places I've already described? Your belly, whether its appetite is only for itself or if it's about brotherly love. Your bowels, whether they are compassionate or whether they are selfish and malicious. Your root, which happens to be red, whether it is the head of your body, which is led by lust, or whether it has been subdued and put down underneath the body at the feet, at the bottom of the body. That's the 7 heads. See? Just like the body has the 7 spirits. Y'all hear what I'm saying to you today? All right, then. Hear what the Spirit says unto the churches, the 7 churches. See how that keep going? All right, then. So now 7 heads, 10 horns, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color. Purple representing royalty. See that there? Scarlet color representing red. And you know what that means. Blood. And decked with gold and precious stones. Now we got to make sure about this blood, because the grandson told you in the last message about the woman is going to be bloody. Bloody Mary. Ain't that what I called her? All right, then. Let's see. And the woman was arrayed in purple, scarlet color, decked with gold, precious stones, and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. See, her wine. And upon her forehead. Now, what does that mean? That filthiness in that cup and that fornication. What that mean? It means all of her tactics and devices that she uses to entice. That's what it means. Allurements, trinkets, and tricks that she uses, you see. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery. See how I'm saying it? This is a mystery, guys. Who is this woman? She's not a nation outside of yourself. But I know the world keeps telling you that. It's America, it's this, it's that, it's this nation, it's this nation over here, it's that. I'm telling you where it is. It's inside of you. Okay, let's keep continuing. Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. The earth is the body, see? And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints. See the blood? She was drunk with the blood. So what does she drink? She drinks adrenochrome. Now, what have you found out in the earth? That there are people who drink adrenochrome. And what is adrenochrome? It is adrenalized blood. And they prefer to drink it from a child. Adrenalized blood. Why would the blood be adrenalized if what the grandson is telling you is not true? That's what she feasts on. What have I described to you when I said your fight or flight hormone? The feeling you feel when you've gotten caught. The feeling you feel when you feel the sting and the death of the sin you've done. The feeling you feel when the spotlight shine on you when you were doing something in the dark. Adrenaline. She gets drunk off of that. That's why she enticed you, so that she could get that blood she wants. She will not drink calm blood. That is not tasty to her. It must be adrenalized. In other words, full of fear. So, a witch who would do this in a physical realm with a child would cause great fear first. I showed you guys that in a video I posted maybe a couple years ago now. I posted a video from a movie. I think the movie was called Dr. Sleep. If you get a chance, watch it. It will describe exactly what I'm telling you here today. The child must be filled with fear. And that's when you are going to partake of his blood. That it was just described right there. Well, that's what happens to you when you become afraid. This is why Yahusha says, fear not, be of good cheer. Then the devourer can never drink your blood. She can never feast off of you. But she's been drunk off the saints. She's getting drunk off the kings. Why? Because they didn't know this information I'm giving you here today. Can it be denied? And now that you know it, don't you know the type of defense you need to put up now that you didn't know before? Come on. Thank me if you're wise. Don't be like those lepers that walked away from Christ and didn't thank him for what he gave them when he cleansed them. As you can see, I'm going to give it to y'all whether y'all thank me or whether you don't thank me. So let me keep giving. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahusha. Look at this. And when I saw her, I wondered. Look at that. I wondered with what? Great admiration. Look. Why? Look how powerful she is. She's taken everybody out. She has taken everybody out, all the strong-ass warriors. She's killed them all. Look at Samson is even in her cup. I know Samson killed 1,500 niggas with a jawbone. She drinking that nigga's blood. Damn! Can't nobody get away from this bitch. So it seemed niggas is getting away today. I can guarantee you that shit. And the angel said to me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carries her, which hath the 7 heads and the 10 horns. So now, he's now going to get the understanding of the mystery. See how come he know it? Because he's told. Now let's see. The beast that thou sawest and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition. Go into perdition, the son of perdition, out of the bottomless pit. That means way down there at the bottom. He ascended out of there. That means he got to come up. See what I'm trying to tell you? Where should he be? In the bottomless pit, down at the bottom of the body. But he shall ascend up and go into perdition. He's red. He's a beast. What was written about Esau? Skeet and deedly, can you understand me? His name was called Edom because he was red. All right, then let's continue. And here is the mind. Now, wait. Before I continue, I told you guys who this is. Cain, right? The beast that thou sawest and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wander, whose names were not written in the book of life, from the foundation of the world, from the what? Foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. He was and is not and yet is. Who is that? Just told you who it is. Cain. The beast. Scarlet colored beast. From the foundation of the world. I'm telling you that that's who it is. The son of perdition. Alrighty then. Here is the mind that hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. There are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet. And we'll do a video on this, Abba willing, soon. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space, and the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as of yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. They have 1 mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. Y'all see that right there, little flockulators? Now I gotta run, little flock. So we're gonna cover the rest of this later, Abba willing. And like I said, we'll delve deeper and use that plow to uncover some more mysteries. But y'all see what Abba is telling y'all here today, don't you? Ain't it clear? Do not allow your emotions to be handled by anybody else, because that means you don't have dominion over your wife. But if you do, then she'll do what you tell her to do, won't she? And you got to tell her to do something that's unnatural to her. Don't you see why the difficulty comes in? Why it's called an hour of temptation? You see it now? Y'all be blessed, little flock. Salawam Israel.